Exactly. Did they forget? I think they forgot that, didn't they?
And when we whoop enough ass, everybody gonna get in line and do right.
All right, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Welcome. We are live. And today's program. So today's program is going to be kind of short, but our topic we'll talk about it today, and then we'll finish up tomorrow. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, Sis Cassie. 7. We'll finish up tomorrow at 7. And our topic this evening is Trump and the American people. A lot has been said since he won his election. This time around, they've called him a fascist, called him every name under the sun. But when I was looking up the term fascist and fascism and really understood what it meant, we were already at that prior to Trump. And so we're going to get into it and really see, this election, the first time he ran and beat Hillary Clinton, he lost the popular vote. This time when he ran, he won the popular vote and he won the Electoral College, of course. So there was a major shift in this American experience. Well, I don't even know if I would really want to say it was a major shift in the American experience, because I believe America is a racist country. I believe that people who rule this country are racist as well. So whether or not it was a major, I don't know. I'm not even going to say it was a major shift. I believe the people the whites that came out and voted for him, who said prior that they wouldn't go and vote for him, but voted for him anyway, they do what they do. I believe Trump spoke to each group that elected him, each group that voted for him. I believe he actually spoke something that they needed to hear, and Kamala Harris was not going to say the things that they needed to hear. Don't need to remind us that we lived under Biden-Harris for 3.5 years before the election. What did we get from Biden and Harris before this recent election? We got our soldiers over there in Israel taking part in war. We were forced to take the jab. The option was you take the jab or you lose your job. I don't know how in the world people could even think about forgetting that so many people had to take that shot or lose your ability to take care of your family. So there's so many different things that I want us to be able to look at and just really see, where we are. With that said, I'm going to go to Sister Cassie. Sister Cassie, what's your thoughts on the 3 things I talked about? 1, where Trump spoke to each demographic that actually voted for him. What was your thoughts on that? 2, is America any different than it was in 2020, where he lost the popular vote and this time he won the popular vote? And then what do you see coming forward out of Trump's administration?
Wow, I think America's schizophrenic for real. 1 minute they like you, 1 minute they don't. Last 4 years they loved him, next 4 years they don't. What in the world? This whole country is psycho to me. You had Black folk crying, which blows my mind, because what I see from Kamala, the Harris, Biden, I seen immigrants, I seen debt, I seen poverty, lack, I seen a whole lot of Black folk without jobs. I seen a lot of stuff with that campaign. But my thing is, we were crying, and I'm still trying to understand what we're crying for, because we had Biden, we had Trump. I'm sorry, 4 years before, right? We've had him before. We've been through Trump era, right? I just say this time you need to be ready, more prepared, because we knew we already know white folk. Okay, white folk gonna be white folk. So black folk, y'all be black folk. They touch you, they can talk, they can call y'all, they can talk all they want to. But when they put their hands on you, handle your business. Period. They call you nigga, walk away. You're not talking to me, and you walk away. I don't have to. I don't have to fight every battle, because people can say what they want to say. But when you do all this, you start touching, then we need to handle our business. But I didn't hear what he said to black people that voted for him. I didn't hear that. I didn't even watch it. But I don't know. What are we going to get different than we've been getting? We put our name behind this man, but we didn't even ask for anything. We did the same shit. We don't do anything different. We didn't ask for nothing. We didn't expect nothing. We just gave him our vote. Again, you jumped on the plantation bandwagon again. It's just now the Republican Party. So now they don't treat you the way the Democrats did, because you didn't even ask for anything. You didn't demand anything. You don't even expect anything. And then you talk to people, they say, well, what do you want them to do? What do you want him to do? That's the dumbest thing. What do you want him to do? Well, I want him to do the same thing they do for white folks. Give me references. Give me what you gave the Jews. Give me what you gave the Indians. Give me what you gave the Pacific Islanders. Give me something. Write me a check the same way you've been doing everybody else. That's what I want you to do. Then they said, well, they don't owe you that. Hell yeah, they do. If you put your vote behind them, they owe me everything. So yes, they do owe me. Just like they owed, and they got the Indians. They owed the Indians, and they got, right? Black folks only one, they owing it, and the debt's still not paid. So I think it's the one that ain't got nothing, always hollering what we don't need. Well, I'm here to tell you, I need all of mine, and I need this as possible. I'm just saying, and I rest my mic.
Well, Sister Cassie, let me ask you about some things. One, and I didn't know this until I think it was either on this program or it was with Doc. It was one of the two, and we came across the Commission to Help Black Men and Boys that was authorized under President Trump in his first term. And it was still going on to this very day. The commission is still there. There's a group of people. They are in the House of Representatives, but yet there's still a group that's pushing Black people issues. And we were watching the one of their meetings that they had. Now, the people that they have on the commission ain't worth a damn. I'll just be 100 about that. They got Sharpton on there. They got.
They need to get rid of them. They need to get rid of that whole commission.
and you know what? I'll pull it up and then show everybody. But it was very interesting because this commission has been in operation since the first Trump first time he was in office. The whole time Biden and Harris was in office, they were pressing to meet with President Biden and Kamala Harris about the commission. And Biden and Harris refused to meet with them. Now, here you are, quote unquote, supposed to be for, or how did Biden say it? If you're not Black, then you're not, if you don't vote for me, then you're not Black, right? But here's a commission that was started by Trump, 4 years ago, and you fail to meet with this body to say, what are you willing to do for Black men and boys? To me, that's an issue. To me, that says a whole lot more about who we knew they were in the beginning. But it also states something that has been kept quiet, and I don't know why it's been really kept quiet, that Trump has been doing little things behind the scenes and not really getting no publicity about it, not really talking about it, like it didn't even happen. I mean, you didn't even get this under Obama, but you did get it under President Trump. So I wonder, is it something that's being overlooked, or is it something that doesn't even need to be spoken of that has happened. What's your thoughts?
Well, you know what? I don't follow politics like that, but I didn't even know he had done anything. I didn't even know about that. The commission. I didn't know about that. But I think it's being overlooked on purpose. Because anything to do with Black people is always looked overlooked on purpose. But we have to bring light to it, But don't stop. Keep doing it. Whatever it is he's doing. But maybe he needs a new commission, because I think more could be done. I expect all of it, the same that you do for everybody else. We're still in America. I believe I'm expecting it too. So it's something you're supposed to do. I don't, and because so many have not, you can bring light to it. Maybe we'll get more. Trump's the type of person you can get him to do anything for you. All you gotta do is tell him what the last person did for you. He'll try to outdo it. So all we gotta do is talk about the reparations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just his personality. You can talk about anything that the other person did that was more than what he did for you. And Trump will go out and redo it, and he'll make it bigger and better. So let's talk about the reparations that we didn't get, okay? So that we can get it. But that's good. Okay, I'm glad to see it. But I didn't know about it. Why didn't we know about it? Nobody made a big deal out of it.
Nobody made a big deal about it.
Nobody makes a big deal out of it when they look like this. But we should make a big deal out of it.
Exactly.
Just like I was looking at you. I'm seeing this Black BP 2025. They're talking about the agenda. Just like they have a white 2025. Now you got a Black project, and I've been kind of following that, and I'm like, okay, that might be good if it's just for Black people. So I want us to talk about that too. Let's put a little light on that too. But yeah, I want to see this. I want to see more of this blackface. I want to see more of this. Makes me proud. I love it.
Exactly. And so, because I was shocked because I was me and Doc was on the program, and I was researching things for Black men. And when I came across this, I was like, oh wow, this commission was set up, and
nobody knew about it. What they've been doing with it?
Yeah, they've been trying to get traction.
Okay.
But during that once Trump got out of office, traction stopped because Biden refused to meet with these people.
Wow. Okay. I love it.
He refused to meet with them. And so there was no more traction. I'll show part of this video of, this part of their meeting that they had. And then it's
I'm loving that. What's that called? It's called the Social Commission on the Social Stat. What's it called?
Yeah, the U.S. Commission on the Social Status of Black Men and Boys.
Okay, I'm loving it. Look that up. Yeah, I need to look that up and put y'all on the Facebook page. We need to give it some traction.
Exactly.
We need to give it traction. That's our people. That's us.
And I said when me and Doc was on and I was showing him that, really the members of this commission needs to be replaced.
Oh, yeah.
They have to be.
That's why they're not doing nothing because of the people he has over. So, but if Black folk tell him about he got the wrong people in that commission, he'll change it. He'll get them right up out of there. Because Al Sharpton and you got the half of the Black Caucus should never be on that commission. They already got a commission that they're not using, a Black Caucus that they don't even do anything for Black people. So all of these people need to have a seat and get some new people that's going to do what they need to do. Because they're not doing anything. They didn't even do nothing for Black folk when they were Black Caucus.
No.
So you got the same people look like this on the Black Caucus.
Exactly. And these are your chair people, your commissioners. Yeah. And as you said, that they are the same people, that were, that are part of the Black Caucus. And I mean, you got, Larry Elder on here. Lord have mercy. Al Sharpton.
Lord have all the mercy.
Yeah.
That's
so,
crazy.
We need to change the face of this caucus.
Yeah.
Because nobody on this caucus has a Black first mindset.
No, nobody. None.
Nobody.
Their website is talking about immigrants.
Exactly. And that is a very major problem when you don't have Black first minded people trying to make policy on behalf of Black people.
It'll never work.
Major problem.
Yeah. It'll never work because they're not thinking Black.
No, they're not.
Everybody but Black folks. Talking about immigrants first. No.
Exactly.
If you are black, if you have something for black people, it should be black people, issues.
Mhm.
They'll have everybody else's issues, and I don't even hear them talking about this issue at all.
Mhm.
And some of these are Democrats, right?
Yeah. Larry
So,
Elder is the only quote unquote Republican here
and
that I
he ain't
know
gonna do
of.
nothing for black folk. He don't even like black people. So what are you on a
Exactly.
black commission for?
Exactly.
He don't even like
I
black
was
people.
shocked to see him there.
I was real shocked. He just
Yeah.
on there just to show, just for show. He ain't gonna do
Mhm.
nothing for real. If it's not with
Exactly.
some white folks mixed in with it.
No. What happened to Isaiah?
Take a call. What in the world?
Okay, here
I'm
we go.
here.
Where you go?
Okay.
Where you been, Isaiah? Where you go?
None? No, I don't know what's going on with the camera, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
You might have to go into StreamYard and fix it, or into your settings.
Definitely. So let me go ahead and do roll call right quick. Then we get into more. So we got Twin Pyramid. Peace and blessings, brother Twin. We're glad you are here. We got Narma X. Peace and blessings, Narma. We are glad you're here. We got Zaneta. Nene. Peace and blessings, cuz. We are glad you are here. And again, today's program is going to be short, but we'll come back tomorrow at 7 and finish the topic that we're dealing with.
Who we missing today?
No, Sandra's at a football game.
Okay.
She's in Texas watching the Dallas Cowgirls versus the Philadelphia Eagles. So
I thought we ran her off. I'm like, where's she at? Okay.
She'll catch back with us next time.
Grateful Cassie today.
So, Brother Isaiah, since you're over there in the DR, y'all really our elections don't affect y'all as much. But what was the feeling, if any, when Trump won this election this time around?
I'm gonna have to correct you on that one. It does affect us.
Oh,
Whatever
okay.
happens, whatever happens. Look, this is what's going on. Just to give you the short end of it all. We are, at least me and my team of attorneys, are about to put an end to the presidency of Abinader here for the fact that he started his bullshit with the you know what and has killed at the very least 20,000 people and have injured another 10, 15,000 people with it. So we have the evidence, we have the proof, we have the wherewithal and the testicular fortitude. That's something that a lot of people here don't have. And the fact that Robert F. Kennedy and Trump are now in a mandate formed position in which they have control of the House and the Senate to be able to push through whatever they want to push through. And the fact that now Robert F. Kennedy won his case in the U.S. Supreme Court against the bigwigs of Farmer has really put us into a very powerful position here. So not only that, man, I'm looking to start our own political party here that will trump everybody because it is about black first. You feel me? And the idea is really simple. Care about the people, not about your pocket. This motherfucker got $500 million worth of value or family worth, but he stole $100 million based on the people who gave them the money to do the JAB. You feel me? But besides that, we gotta realize too that there has been a strong political shift. The Democratic Party is dead. It ain't going to be revised. It ain't going to be relived. It ain't going to be reborn. It is kaput. And the reason being is that it's not only the party of slavery and of Jim Crow and of redlining and all of that, but at the very heart of the Republican Party, and I get to that in the 1960s after the Civil Rights Bill was signed, all these so-called leftist, rightist, Ku Klux Klanners came into the Republican Party. Now, at the beginning, the Republican Party was a black party. And so when we look at that and look at all these people who are acting a fool and talking about this, that, and the other, and black folks need to get back onto the plantation, man, fuck them. That's about it. It's shameful. It's disgusting. It's downright embarrassing to see that these people have yet to learn the truth about what is really going on in America, and historically speaking, economically speaking, because if it wasn't for black folks, Trump would not be in office. There would be no motherfucking white motherfucker doing shit in America. It was America that black folk under the hand of King James, who was a black guy, and his sons and grandsons, Charles and George, that created the fucking 13 colonies that became the 13 states. So, I'm kind of pissed off. I voted for Trump. I'm not going to say I didn't. But the idea is that, these motherfucking children of ours have lost their motherfucking mind, man. But a lot of them know what the truth is, and they just hanging on by a thread because they know their time is up, man. You feel me? And I truly believe that we're not only living in a black country, ruled by or handled by or been driven by white folks whose hand has been on the steering wheel for the last 150 years or so, but they driven this motherfucker into the ground. Now, the last part of this is what I want to talk about, what I talked about on the show last night. If he stays true to what he's talking about, right, Nessera will be the greatest golden era of American history and economic prosperity that you have never seen before in America. Not even after World War II, not even after the Civil War, or whatever the case may have been. This is it. And this is what I talk about in my book, man. If it happens, then that will make everything in my book true. I talked about in great detail about what Nestor is, what Gesser is, and how that will be applied and what that means for every American. Because you got to realize we are coming off of the plantation of the global elite. If you look at your birth certificate, it's all in capital letters. We're going from maritime law to land law. That is a very big shift in regard to the political landscape in which America is based. There's no more, if he does it, there's no more income tax, of which it was illegal from the beginning. There's no more Federal Reserve, which is a private enterprise. And there's no more debt strangling us, economically speaking. Because now every dollar that is produced, the paper dollar, is going to be backed by gold and silver. And now we're going to see, if he does it successfully over the next 4 years, we're going to see the introduction of the gold-backed dollar and the gold-backed certificate, just as it was before. We're not going to be extraneously or erroneously printing money that the government or the bank don't have. And that is the reason why a lot of our people, not just black people, but Americans, period, had a hard time trying to understand how the fuck are they getting this money from out of thin air, and they ain't got no money to be lending. So your mortgage is based on bullshit. And this is the reason why a lot of people's mortgages are being canceled. And if you look at, and this is a very good example, if you look at Iceland, they got rid of the bankers, they got rid of all of the deceit that was going on in Iceland, and they canceled all of the debt of the people. Now that government is in the hands of the people, and I throw it back at you, and it's going to be happening here in America.
Well, how can I get my mortgage paid then?
Yeah,
That's all I want to know. Since we paying our mortgages, how can I get mine paid off?
Tell me about it. All your debts, all the credit card debts, all of that will be canceled.
How do I get mine paid off?
I don't ask me. But we'll see what he does, because now the all the dirty shit that the Democrats had been doing, the pedophilia, the trafficking, drug trafficking, child trafficking, all of that is going to be exposed. All of that 911 situation and the JFK files, all of that will be exposed. So people will know exactly what had happened, why it happened, how it happened, who did it, and they're going to be killed for treason and for crimes against humanity. But I'll throw it back at you.
All right. Thank you, dear brother. There's so much that's going on with the banking system that we got to be aware of, because you know how they were used to doing bailouts where Congress would pass the law and bail you out. Now they got a new law that come in that Congress don't have to pass the law. They can take the money out of your accounts to bail out the banks. Now they say is they can take the money out of your bank account, and then you just file with the FDIC the insurance that your account was covered for up to $250,000. So whatever they took out of your account under $250,000, that the federal government will reimburse you. Now, the stage is set, to be very honest, in my opinion. The stage is really set for the overthrow of government, because now these bastards have allowed them to take your money, my money, and pay off their errant ways. So if now something happens like it happened in 2008, and you had to go get this money to bail the banks out, now they don't have to get the money. They'll take your money that's already in the banks and use that towards getting the banks out of trouble. And then you'll just have to go and file an insurance with the FDIC and wait that time period to get your money back.
They can't take none if ain't none in there.
Exactly.
Exactly. I have very little in there. You have to put it in
Exactly.
somewhere else that is going to be safe for you guys. And you can get an investment, off of your money instead of you leaving it in the bank and getting a 0.5% of whatever. I'm just saying, there's other places you can put your money to. It's saving, and it's going to be good. I wouldn't dare leave my money in the bank right now, ever.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we don't $5,000, $10,000 bank accounts. Y'all crazy. You ain't get mine. I worked too hard for it. So y'all need to reinvest it somewhere else. And you can do Coinbase. There's just another place you can do. Why don't you grow it up instead of just sitting in the bank? Why don't you let it grow? Coinbase has that where you can act like it can be acting like your savings account, and it's called a USD account. And you can put money into there, and it's getting like 4% interest or something. It's still more than you would get at a bank. So I'm just saying that it may be a start where you can investigate. Or I'm sure you know of other places, Maurice.
You definitely have to do that. I mean, we don't do that. We don't put our money into the bank. We take the money right out of the bank and
get mine, honey.
what we get. Because you just don't know. So many banks are closing left and right.
Yeah.
And then, you got your money in there and it's gone. Now you got to go to the government and say, I want my money. How long is it going to take for you to get
Exactly. You need money now.
Exactly.
And if they bankrupt, what you going to do?
Exactly.
You can remember maybe about a month ago when it was on a Friday, and I went to the gas station trying to use my card and I couldn't. I was like, oh no, you're not going to get me like this. You go to the no. I went right there and did some changes. You're not going to get me. No, sir. You're not going to get mine.
Exactly.
Buy gold and silver.
Yeah, but I'm going to buy more. I do gold and silver, but I also want to be able to invest money so it can grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you can get some type of interest or something off of it.
Now,
Marie, let me say this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. You got to realize, too, that we're being set up. Just like we were in the 1920s, this is the roaring 20s until 2029. I don't know when it would happen or how it would happen, under what circumstances, but I do know white folks are cheating their motherfucking asses off. This company called BlackRock is worth $12 trillion. Now, how the fuck did they get to be $12 trillion over the last 20 years, 25 years? And IBM been around for, I don't know, 100 years or something. I don't know how long. Explain that shit. It's because they were cheating. The IMF, the World Bank, the 1998 stock market crash, they made money in that as it went up. They made money and crashed it when it went down. In 2008, the mortgage fraud that was going on and that housing boom or bubble or bust, they made hundreds of billions of dollars from that. So now they are all in on cryptocurrency, and they cornered the motherfucking market on it. So the idea is that and they're the ones who created Bitcoin. Bitcoin, B stands for beta, T stands for test, and C stands for coin. It was only an opportunity in order to see if the market would be acceptable, they will accept it. So now that Bitcoin is worth 72,000, and the transfer of currency from one nation to another with Bitcoin takes 10 minutes. With XRP or XLM, it only takes 10 seconds. So who do you think they're going to be going with? They're going to be going with XRP. And I can guarantee you XRP is going to be at least twice that, 150,000 per coin. And so if anybody that is listening, you got any common sense, you don't have to listen to me. I'm only telling you, buy XRP. It is worth about 55 cents per coin.
Right. Buy it.
Right. And so if you are listening, these motherfuckers are setting us up for the fall. In 28, 29, not 30, not 31, not 32, between 27 and 29, we're going to have the worst stock market crash, not only in America, but around the world. And it's going to be 30 times worse than what we had been going, or what we went through in 1929 depression. And I'll throw it back at you.
And that's something that we definitely have to prepare for, because it is definitely coming. Now, do y'all remember the federal government had put out that by 2053, Black wealth will be at zero? Zero.
Yep. Why is that?
Then they said 20 years later, then the Hispanics will be at zero.
Yep.
By 2053, Black wealth will be at zero.
Wow.
Now, when that first came out, my thought was, well, how the hell are you going to achieve that? What is going to happen? What are you going to shift to make Black people all of a sudden no wealth whatsoever? What the fuck is going on that y'all already got planned?
That's right.
But Black we don't even know nothing about. Now,
but send me that, Brother Marie.
Okay, I will. Now, also, let me do this, because Trump was saying that he was going to fire the head of the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
Now, we got to remember, the Federal Reserve is not government owned. It's a private institution.
Right.
It's private.
You can't mess with them.
You can't. And
everybody tried to die, right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Now, when Trump said that he gonna fire him, let me just play the video, because
is that when they had an attempt on Trump's life?
This dude said, "I ain't going nowhere. I don't give a damn."
And he meant it too. He meant it too. Yeah. He ain't going nowhere. Trump gonna go somewhere, but he ain't.
Well, nah, he lying. He going.
He ain't playing with Trump. They got the feds out, and they got the murders, the hitmen already lined up.
So let's take a look at this real quick.
Oh Lord, this crazy.
Well, you saw it here, folks. Shots fired at the FOMC yesterday, the Q&A session. And I have to say, Powell, when he strutted at the podium, he had that swagger. It was pointed to one person. That person wasn't in the room, but his shadow was. And finally, I was hoping that maybe would turn out to be the most explosive question was the first, but it did come up. Take a listen.
Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Bam! Did I say shots fired? Powell almost daring President-elect Trump to come after him or any of the members of the Federal Reserve. Now, we know recently Trump has already said that he doesn't want to fire Jay Powell, but he does believe the executive branch should have a seat at the table when it comes to monetary policy. Now, of course, the media, still wiping the egg off their face, came in to chime support for Powell. But I think about this all the time, right? independent Fed. None of that's in the Constitution. Heck, the National Bureau of Economic Research, stamping business cycles, where'd that come from? And now we're talking about Basel III, right? The rest of the world holding American banks hostages. I want to bring in First Trust Advisors Chief Economist Brian Westbury, because he's also an amazing student of history. And I just got to get your thoughts on the Federal Reserve and its potential dust-up between Trump and Powell.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened before, Charles. And but the only way really to get rid of a Fed chair is the way they got rid of Volcker. And that is Reagan slowly put people on the Fed, and they eventually had a mutiny against him. He lost the vote. And then after that happens, you kind of have to quit. You know, you're the captain of the ship and nobody wants to listen to you. So you quit. You can't force him out.
Right.
I do worry that politicians, when you let politicians get control of monetary policy, they're way more likely to keep it too easy.
Right.
Now, and so that's how you get inflation. And today, the embers of inflation, they're not out, and we have to be really careful. If we cut rates too much, we start printing, doing quantitative easing again, inflation will pop right back up, and that worries me.
And I think to that point, though, Brian, I want to pick up on that, because even without any executive branch pressure, our central bank has had this magical toolbox, and they.
Okay, so there we go. They talk about where Trump wanted to fire the dude, but again, as we said, people in the chat said that, hey, you can't fire him. It's private. It's private. And we have to really understand that even as, and I want to welcome Yoel Adams to the program as well. Peace and blessings. And then also, I believe, Earth Angel 1105 Remix. Welcome to the program. Peace and blessings. We're glad y'all here. When we're dealing with BRICS, and this is something that is very, very important as well. And I'm glad Yoel Adams brought it up. It says that, are any of these people aware that BRICS is it currently that's coming from a connected world, powers like Russia, China, Brazil? And again, that's right where it is, because Russia, China, India, Brazil, South Africa, Iran, all of these are part of BRICS now. And when you remove the dollar as the instrument to use to be able to buy oil, and the dollar is not backed by anything, and now you can use a different currency, it's going to have traumatic effects in America. It's going to really, really hurt America. And then because these other countries have been hit so hard with sanctions against them, and America being able to grab their money whenever America want to, because it's all in dollars now, you had to have a shift to take power away from America.
That's right.
To free up everybody else.
And that's what they did.
Exactly.
Yep. They fixed them, didn't they?
Exactly.
Now I want to know, how can we buy bricks? How can we invest in bricks? That's what I want to know.
And it's so interesting because America went to war, not outwardly went to war, but behind the scenes did what they had to get Gaddafi killed, because he was coming out saying, hey, we need to replace the dollar. I got gold, let's back the currency by gold.
But he did it by itself. You can't do that.
Exactly.
You can't do that by yourself. If you had that, you should have got some other, just like BRICS and China, just like BRICS. China and other countries are coming together with you. And that's what he messed up at. He said, I'm going to do it. You can't do that by yourself, bro. Not ever.
No. And it is so critical that we have to be watching what's going on the world stage. We have to be watching. We have to be able to get it. Don't let American media feed you your whole diet. Don't do that. Don't do that.
They
Look,
should never be feeding anybody right now, because you
Exactly.
already know. Because the last 2 months they didn't show anything about the border anymore, did they?
no, they did
And those
not.
people was coming through that border like crazy, and they didn't
Mhm.
even no attention. Didn't even
Mhm.
want to talk about it when they had that little whatever, the little shit
Mhm.
show they had. They didn't even want to talk about it then.
Nope, nope, not at all. And you know, we are at a time that you cannot afford to be ignorant.
That's right.
You can't afford to
That's
be
right.
ignorant. Not now. You got to have your eyes open. You got to be understanding of what's on the program, what's on the agenda, so that you can make the necessary moves. Because if you don't,
You're gonna be in trouble.
you're going to be in trouble.
You're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be shit out.
Exactly. And it's not a game. It's not a game. And we got to stop acting as if it is a game, because it's not.
Yeah.
When these people are forecasting
That's
and they're
right.
telling you by 2050,
Y'all better
you'll
listen.
be at zero wealth,
With zero. Y'all better
you
listen.
better start listening. You better start tuning in to different countries' news media,
Yeah.
to listen in to see what they're saying, be
Mhm.
able to put the pieces of the puzzle, because it's shifting.
Yep. Right now.
America, being
It's
the
done.
big bully on the block, is dead.
They're done. They're done. And China, Russia, they're making sure of that.
Mhm.
They are making sure that with BRICS.
Mhm.
And people don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, ignorance is not cute. If you ain't lying, it ain't. You better wake up. You better wake up. Y'all holding on that money tight. Y'all better be investing it into other things.
Mm-hmm.
Other
Exactly.
things.
Exactly. Exactly. I want to welcome cousin Valerie. Peace and blessings. She's down there in the comments.
Hey, cousin. Where you at, Valerie? Oh man. Man, it's not about what you think about the Chinese or Russia. It's about you saving some duckies in your pocket.
Definitely.
You gotta invest, people. You have to.
They'll be imported. They'll be deported. Don't worry. Along with the damn Mexicans.
And you know, I was thinking, to be very honest, when we think it, they invade. Look, I'm gonna say this too. America has fucked over almost every country on the planet.
Every country.
Right? I was watching a video last night, a movie documentary on the coming war with China. And it was showing how when they was practicing, America was practicing with the atomic weapons, and they used the people on Bikini Island and used them as to see what's going to happen when we drop a nuclear bomb. And, you know, really wiped out a lot of people and getting them sick with radiation and all this other thing. And then we got all of these masses of people coming from everywhere. Some of them coming for revenge.
Yeah, that's right. And they are. They're here now.
Yeah.
Think they not?
They want revenge. They know what was done to them.
Exactly. Exactly. You
They
think they
know
forgot?
what was
Oh, they
done.
ain't forgot. People hold stuff. And you had where they're trying to make them, now they're going to turn them and allow them to join the service for citizenship, right? Are you crazy? Because what's in the Pentagon where they're going to be working? You had a lot of top secrets in there. That's just the dumbest thing to me ever, for us to have foreigners in the military. Because if we do have a war and they want to go against American people, those going to be the one that's going to take you out. And we don't understand that. No, that's no. You're going to get, it makes no sense. I can't make sense of what America's thinking.
Do you remember, Sister Cassie, when America was getting ready to go to war with Iran under George Bush, and a brother by the name of, his last name, I believe, was Akbar, and they had a tent which called the Talk, where all your colonels and stuff are in. He took a grenade and threw it in there and blew their ass up.
Yes, I remember that. Yep.
Yes,
I remember that.
See, this is what these dumb fuckers don't
They
understand.
so dumb. They dumb dummies.
Yeah. they don't understand.
They doing stuff that was done before that don't make no sense. It didn't make sense when you did it then. You saw the result, and they doing it the same way. You didn't open your borders. You got everybody here. You don't know who's here. You didn't even vet anybody. You just had the borders open, and you knew it was open. But you trying to hurt the American people, but you hurting yourself.
Exactly.
I'm not worried. Y'all hurting yourselves.
Exactly.
Think Russia ain't here. Think China is not hiding. And some of them, one woman was working in the Pentagon, wasn't she? For years, like 20 years, they just saw one Chinese woman
Yes.
that's been in the Pentagon for 20 years.
Yes.
They just found out. I'm
Exactly.
like, go ahead. Look, you won't get black folk up in there, but you gonna let these foreigners up in here because you trying to stop black folk. Black folk is the most loyal to you. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
We're the most loyal.
Exactly.
But you rather have a Chinese person up in there, Mexican immigrant, and make him the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do you. Do you.
Exactly.
You don't hurt yourself or you hurt us.
Exactly. You know, and I talked to an immigrant probably like, I think it was last week. They were up at the hospital because, they get free shit.
All that free programs they get, but you can't go in there and get a shot for nothing. You can't get
exactly
without insurance being up the woo-woo. Yeah.
Exactly. And I talked to one while they were waiting for their medication. And so I'm like, so let me ask you, what country are you from? From Venezuela. I said, okay, Hugo Chavez. I loved Hugo Chavez. And he was like, yeah, I loved him too. And America killed him. I said, how does that make you feel now? That your thinking is America killed your presidente, but you're here now. Well, how does that make you feel? And he says, well, sometimes you got to settle the score. You got to settle the score.
Did you
get that? Walk away.
Oh, I heard that.
Exactly.
I would have said, well, make sure you settle it with the right people. That's what I would say. But I'll be looking at folks. Make sure you settle with the people that look like this and not the people that look like this.
Exactly.
So we ain't got no power. I'm just saying. I sure would have put that in there. But make sure you settle with the right person now. We ain't have nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
Go out to them folks.
Exactly. And that's exactly what we have to do. Let them to understand who we are, what we believe. That's right. We're black first. We don't get down with all that other bullshit.
That's right. I told a Spanish girl the same thing. She was coming in, her and I was talking. I said, you know what? If the Mexicans and the black folk got together, I said, we can ruin them. They know this stuff. They know this. They know it. I said, but you got white Mexican, you got the white Mexicans who want to be, white folk. And she was like, yeah. And then you got the black Mexicans. I said, but I'm telling you, it's called divide and conquer. We don't even understand what they're doing. They'll turn us against each other, but then they can keep their riches. But we know what to do to bankrupt all of them. We know what to do.
Exactly.
We know what to do, but won't do it.
Exactly. See, it's so important. It really is. It is so important that we get our message out to our own people and to the immigrants so they can understand. Because one person said to me when that happened, where the Muslim threw the damn grenade and killed the whole command staff, that you are Muslim too. And don't you think that, be just real honest, don't you think that y'all should be in some type of way put away from everybody else while this war with Iraq is going on? I said, look here, let me tell you. If a Muslim from over the seas come over to America and want to blow some shit up, and I say, hey, let me out. I'm a Muslim. Don't kill me with him. He gonna say, the hell with it. You gonna die with the rest of them. Click, click, boom. No shit. That don't mean that they gonna spare us because we the same. We Muslim.
It's so many different types of Muslims and people don't understand that. It's so many different types.
Yes.
And people think because you've seen one, that don't mean that you got Muslim folk over there don't like black folk.
Exactly.
They don't like black Muslims because they black. They don't like black people. They don't care about nothing about you being black. And then people get me when they talk, well, Mecca, Malcolm X was over there at Mecca, but he saw some things too. He saw some things. Boy, that damn,
Isaiah, your damn background.
that damn Isaiah.
Good Lord.
He gonna wake you up, ain't he? Lord have mercy, bless his heart. I ain't finna mess with Isaiah today. He over there messing with his computer. Lord have mercy, Isaiah. You gonna be all right though, I promise.
You know, and now I'm an ex. I want to look at this comment. It says that my opinion on that is that our global Black family doesn't have the energy that Black Americans have. They're too docile, weak. And now that's very, very interesting. I believe that depending on where they are, that's 100% actual facts, depending on where they're located. Because not all of them are that way. Not all of them are that way. We have some very, very strong and worthy Black people out there that are about that life. They just need to they need to see the example, and then they will fall in line and execute the
I
way
believe
things
that
need to be executed.
they have to know that there are some Black folk out there that's not, you know, cooning. There's some Black folk out there that mean business. And I do believe, and I've met some, you know, Latinos and immigrants, you know, that they will tell you that they'll be with the Black folk. They'll tell you that, you know, because they want Black folk. They want us to be, they want fighters. They're willing to fight with you. But you know what I'm saying? But they have to know that you're not no coon. You a coon, they ain't gonna be bothered with you. They gonna mess with you. But they know you got some business, they ready.
Exactly. And we and again, family, we're not going to be on. We're about to be off shortly, but we'll be back tomorrow at 7 to finish this topic. But we want you all to begin thinking and understanding where we go. So tomorrow, when the program is on, we'll be able to get even deeper into it, and you'll be able to follow us exactly where we're going. I wish we could have had Ellie here with us today to get her, because since you know, over there in the UK, even though we got Isaiah that's across the water too, but to be able to expand and see, because you got to be able to see from different viewpoints.
Exactly.
You understand? To really be able to see the bigger picture that's out there. America never wanted us to be able to connect with our brothers and sisters outside of America. They've always wanted to keep that cut, keep it in the way of they're looking negative towards us, we're looking negative towards them. And we have to understand our oneness. We have to understand that this fight, it is a global fight. It is a global fight, and it is a fight that we cannot afford to lose. And so we're going to really get into that and break a lot of that down so that we can do the things that need to be. You have to be understanding about this banking situation, because the money that you have in there can be taken from you in a heartbeat, and you don't even know it. We just went through where the Microsoft systems was down, right? And, you know, again, I work at the hospital. We couldn't do nothing. We couldn't do nothing.
We crippling ourselves and don't even know it.
Exactly.
We crippling ourselves and don't have a clue, depending totally on a computer. And at any moment, that thing could go down and we're done.
Exactly. You know, we had a doctor call to the pharmacy, and I answered the phone, and she was going over because she was like, well, I'm not sure that the dosage is right. I'm like, what? You
the doctor? The hell?
You prescribing liquid narcotics to somebody, but you're not sure that the dosage is right. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
Doctor. They have dosage calculation, so why is she not using it? Or she don't understand it? or is her nurses the one usually doing it for her?
Somebody, because she wasn't getting it right.
You don't understand that.
He didn't understand it.
Huh.
And, you know, I see so many, I swear to God, I see so many doctors and nurses coming for Adderall, coming for all of these prescriptions because you nervous and can't think, all this ADHD medication.
Ain't that something?
And it's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. And you know it's for them.
Exactly.
These are white folk, all of them mentally ill. Y'all fail to realize every last one of them people, something wrong with them. Something wrong with it. They showed you all of their medication that they take. You'd be like, you're treating me? You treated me with prescriptions?
Exactly.
You would be like,
Exactly. There's no way. There is no way will I submit and let them tell me A, B, C, and D. When I see them coming in there for their medication and I'm pulling it up to see what I gotta get. And you should see them if there's a problem with it, the insurance ain't paying or whatever, and they all jittery and I gotta have my stuff. And
ain't that? Yep, they drug addicts, all of them. All of them. And then try to sit up there and put you in jail for getting high.
Go ahead.
Smoking a joint when your ass is in jail for all of the illegal prescriptions you writing.
They are not like us.
No, they're not. Nothing about them is like us.
No.
Nothing.
Nope. And we gotta understand that, and we better know it.
They are 100% mentally ill, Narmer. All of them crazy. Every last one of them. They are nothing burgers. Nothing. They're in control because I'm white and I say so. Because I've seen some managers ain't got no business being nobody's manager. And you looking at them and they asking you how to do so and so, so and so. But why are you my manager when you asking me how to do it? And I gotta talk you through it. No. Yeah. Half of them crazy. Crazy as a loony bin.
Exactly.
Something. You hate that, and half of them aren't leaders. They don't know how to lead nothing.
No.
Them people are not right. We just look up to them and they make them all kind of mistakes, and you looking at them like, how does that make sense? What you getting ready to do? You're looking at them like, how does that make sense? And then they get you because you question them and make them look bad because it didn't make no sense in the first place. Make it make sense. It's gotta make sense.
Yeah.
I had a supervisor say, Cassie, you just gonna do if it don't make sense. Yes, it don't make sense. Oh, I talk to them just like I talk to anybody. It don't make sense. What are we doing? It's got to make sense.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly. All right, family. We are at our time for the day. We're going to move to closing comments. But remember, we will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. to continue this topic. So we're going to go to closing comments. Brother Isaiah, come on in and make your closing comments.
All right, here we go. You know how we do. Fuck all white folks. That's my closing comment. I'll throw it back at you. It's real short today.
Yes. Thank you. So, Cassie, your closing comments.
I was reading some of Uriel's comments, and when he talked about the African people and who they usually bring over, they're usually bringing over the coons. They don't bring over the Julia Melindas. They don't bring over the B1 first. They bringing over these coons that they know that they can control, and they know they scatter white folk. Those are the Africans that they bringing over. They're not bringing over the B1s that's going to jump in there and help black folk. They are bringing the ones that they know that if they need white folk or if they need some help from black folk, they got them Africans or some of them people that they bringing in is, going to help them to survive. And so that we know who they bringing in. But I want us to listen and understand that neither one of these parties is going to be for us. Nobody that we're talking about. I was looking at Trump's lineup. Right, all of them are white men. I'm like, all these black folk help you, and you couldn't put two black men. That's what he thought about. He didn't care. Not one is black. Have you seen his little cabinet? Not one. But this is the man that you've chosen to lead you. This is the man that you're fighting your friend, fighting your wife, fighting your family over. This is the man that you have fought to be your leader. When Deuteronomy 17:15 tells us not to vote for foreigners. Told you not to put foreigners over you. Then you wonder why black folks still at the bottom. And then now you wonder why they talking about us not having 0% wealth. What's going to be happening to black folk? What we're going to be at? What we're gonna be? What they got planned? They plan for generations, family. They don't plan for the day. Them crackers got something up their sleeve for years back. But I'm gonna tell you, it's not gonna work. They think it's gonna work, but it's not gonna work. It never, because understand something. Every time they do to us, it's hard. It's hard to hurt yourself first without hurting us. You can't hurt us without coming back to you, because everything they've done to us is coming to them now. Look at the opiates. Look at the meth. Look at all that stuff. Yeah. What you call that drug when you standing up sleep? I mean, someone be bent over in some crazy position, and I'm like, what in the heck? What is that? What is that? I done seen some crazy position and sleep too.
Yes.
Like, no, this is for when you touch Black folk, you ain't got no business touching us. You put Planned Parenthood. You used our pastors, okay? And now look at y'all not even reproducing. So you're always trying to do something. So what you think is gonna happen, it's gonna backfire as usual. And I rest my mic with that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Sister Cassie. Well, also welcome Brother Willie Rivers to the program. Peace and blessings, Brother Willie. But again, we're closing out for now. But we will pick this subject back up tomorrow at 7 p.m. So definitely we actually want everybody to come on and tune back in, because today was just a little to get your whistle wet. That's all it is, just a little bit to get your whistle wet. So you have your thinking caps on, because we're going to be cracking atoms when we come back up in here tomorrow at 7 p.m. So as we always say, thank you. We love y'all, and continue to be with us. Peace. But as we always say, you kill the nigga.
You kill a nigga in you, and I'll kill a nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black
first.
Today, tomorrow, and forever. Love your family, and stay Black.
Excellent. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Peace and blessings. Love y'all.
Love you. Peace.
So you better get the message and get it straight. You're going to need some bridge work. It's simple as that. Because we're living in judgment. We're living in implementation.